I would like now to invite Her Excellency Donika Gërvalla-Schwarz, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora of the Republic of Kosovo, to open the second day of the Women, Peace and Security Forum. Her Excellency.
Good morning to everybody. I hope everybody got a little bit sleep and rest, and we can start today with fresh energy, which will lead us through this second day of our forum. So, dear participants of this first Women, Peace and Security Conference here in Pristina, dear Madam Uduk Sengebau, Vice President of Palau, dear Deputy Prime Minister, dear Emilia Regepi, Madam Al-Shamsi, Minister of State of the Arab Emirates, dear Ambassador Peralta Cordero, Vice Minister of Costa Rica, Madam van der Belt, Parliamentary State Secretary to the Minister, dear Albulena Hagiu, Minister of Justice of the Republic of Kosova, Honorary Excellencies, Ambassadors, Honorary Members of Parliaments, distinguished experts from all over the world. When I was visiting the United Nations last week, I had another very good meeting with the permanent representative of the United States, Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield. At the beginning of our talk, she was curious about a specific question. She asked me what my relation was to Madeleine Albright, who had a huge impact on her own career and her life. Ambassador Thomas-Greenfield had a good reason asking me, because both of us had been participating just 2 weeks earlier in Washington at a specific event honoring the impressive life and the tremendous impact of the first female Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright. I answered that she was one of the most important people for my country, Kosovo, and that if the ambassador would come to visit Kosovo, I would take her to the villages, where she would see for herself how much Madeleine Albright is admired and respected in Kosovo. And I said that if I had to choose one single person out of the many who had helped to end the genocide in Kosovo, Madeleine Albright was the one for me who changed the course of history. Madeleine Albright saved many thousand lives. She was the key for ending a war and genocide. She could do that because of her strategic capacity, her clear stance on values, her personal energy, and her capability to convince people. She was the one to convince the United States and the international community not only to stand by, but to act. She was the most clear-eyed, the most energetic, and the most resolute politician around. She had the right analysis and the consciousness to say that it is enough. She was the one to convince all the president's men and the president himself that the world had to stop what was going on. Examples like the extraordinary Madeleine Albright are the answer to the question if and how women could contribute to peace and security. Her example proves great achievement by great women are not a question of privilege. On the contrary, women still have to be better, have to work harder to succeed. Mobilizing the great potential of women is about equality, and it is about quality, because women bring a different, much-needed quality to the table. Madeleine Albright was clearly better and stronger than many of her colleagues. Because she was different, she could make the difference. That is one reason why we are coming together here in Pristina. Women want and women can make a difference. Madeleine Albright stood for values. She had the courage to stick to them, especially when it was needed. That's what strong women do. They do not duck down, they stick to principles. She had the courage to describe reality as it is and not to ignore the reality. That is a quality which is very much needed today in these difficult times, because you first have to analyze, you have to recognize reality. That is the key to realistic solutions. Women are often better in this. We've got different skills, and we are not afraid of reality. We know that life can be difficult, in private life as in political life. And we are effective, because we don't waste too much time, because we do not need to impress everybody all the time. We much more prefer to work for good results. In the important area of peace and security, the reality check is even more important. It is essential to carefully analyze all the players and all their intentions, the good and the bad. Avoiding the part of the work means danger to peace. Avoiding to listen, to read and to analyze Putin brought this terrible war. Since the year 2000, people were warning, do not fool yourself with Minsk I or Minsk II or comparable solutions. In fact, the errors of some in Europe constituted the worst strategic error in European politics since the end of World War II. With regard to the risk for security and peace in Europe, we are telling facts again. We are warning again. Like those who warned about Milosevic and Vučić in the 1990s, and those who warned about Putin and his proxies from 1999 on. We urge everybody to really listen. We had 6 terrible wars, even genocide in the Balkans, and dozens of plans. Not developed here, not with us, but in offices far away from here. Madeleine Albright was different. She had that sense. She saw the dangers, and she had the courage to confront others with inconvenient truths and facts. She laid out why and how Milosevic was a direct threat for peace in the Balkans. She was the one who said, he's not part of the solution, he is part of the problem. And Madeleine Albright laid out the necessary step to stop Milosevic, stop him from destroying peace. She was able to do that based on clear analysis and based on courage. The courage to see the world as it is, and the courage to confront others and to call them to action. In times of crisis, the special skills of women are even more necessary. This conference is just another proof for that, and I'm optimistic that we will become even stronger in this. Women will play an even more important role in preserving security and peace. So let me encourage all of us to intensify our exchange and to continue helping each other on the various levels and in the various networks. So let's strengthen the power and the contribution of women, especially for security and peace. That will be good not only for women, but for the future of all of us, women, men, and most of all, our children. Let me conclude with a saying of Mother Teresa, a strong woman, a shining example, a woman, one of us. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow had not yet come. We have only today, so let us begin. Thank you very much.